In 1998, an American man bought an island for $8 million. On the map, this 75-acre island was part of the United States Virgin Islands in the Caribbean. It was called Little St. James. From the outside, this private island looked like heaven. Very beautiful beaches, a lot of greenery, a luxury bungalow like a palace in the middle, guest villas all around, two big swimming pools, a gym, and a helipad. But behind this beauty, a very dark truth was hidden. The people living on nearby islands even called it a pedophile island. Girls aged 12 to 17 were allegedly trafficked there and abused. Escape was almost impossible because the island was surrounded by sea. Once a 15-year-old girl tried to swim away but was caught and her passport was taken. What shocked many people was the list of powerful visitors: billionaires, celebrities, and politicians. Names such as Prince Andrew, Stephen Hawking, and Chris Tucker were mentioned among those who visited. Parties were organized for elite guests. And who owned this island? Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein had once been a math teacher in Brooklyn, but later became a financial advisor to billionaires and built massive wealth. His circle reportedly included Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. For years, what was happening around him remained hidden, until a complaint in 2005 changed everything. In March 2005, a 14-year-old girl in Florida told her parents that a classmate had taken her to a wealthy man's house with the promise of earning $200, $300 for a massage. Instead, she said Epstein met her wearing only a towel, asked her to remove her clothes, and then molested her. When police began investigating, one victim led to another, forming a chain. Within months, dozens of victims were identified, many under 18. Investigators believed the operation worked like a pyramid system. Girls were allegedly paid extra money to recruit more girls. By May 2006, Palm Beach police had built a strong case, and the FBI launched an investigation called Operation Leap Year. A detailed report was created, and victims' statements were taken from multiple states. Despite heavy charges and many witnesses, behind the scenes, a secret plea deal was negotiated by federal prosecutor Alexander Acosta. Epstein pleaded guilty to only two minor prostitution-related charges and received immunity from many other potential federal charges. Even victims were not informed about this deal. In 2008, Epstein was sentenced to just 18 months, served largely in a private wing with unusual privileges, including permission to leave jail for work during the day. He was released early in 2009. For years afterward, Epstein continued living a luxurious life, traveling in private jets, hosting parties, and maintaining powerful connections. But one investigative journalist, Julie K. Brown of the Miami Herald, continued digging into the case. After years of research, in 2018, she published a major investigative series exposing how the justice system had failed the victims. Public outrage grew, and the pressure led to new federal charges in New York. In July 2019, Epstein was arrested again on sex trafficking charges that could have resulted in decades in prison. However, on the 10th of August 2019, he was found dead in his jail cell. Officials ruled it a suicide, but the circumstances sparked widespread controversy and conspiracy theories. In the years that followed, Epstein's connections to powerful figures became a major political issue in the United States. Debates continued about whether secret client lists existed and whether government agencies were withholding information. Political leaders made promises about releasing files, but when some documents were eventually released, many parts were heavily redacted, names blacked out, dates removed, and details hidden. The partial releases raised more questions than answers. Some documents reportedly referenced powerful individuals and past relationships, fueling speculation across media and politics. Critics argued that key information was still being withheld, while authorities said redactions were necessary for legal and privacy reasons. Even today, many files remain unreleased, and public interest in the Epstein case continues. People keep asking what else might be hidden in those documents, whose names may appear, and whether the full truth about Epstein's network will ever be revealed. Some conspiracy communities on the internet even began linking Epstein Island to dark occult symbolism, claiming that its secrecy, elite guest list, and strange architecture pointed toward hidden devil worship or so-called Illuminati rituals. There has never been any verified evidence proving these claims, but the mystery surrounding the island fueled countless theories online. For many people, the unanswered questions made the story feel less like a crime investigation and more like a shadowy world where power, secrecy, and fear seem to overlap. This is my personal perspective. I believe Epstein Island wasn't just a scandal, but something far darker, a possible satanic symbol hidden behind power and secrecy. What do you think? Do you see it as just a crime story or something bigger? If you believe or feel the same way, make sure to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. Your opinion matters. Let's discuss it together.